Oh, Radamafort, you get to play a bad game? Heck yeah! You know what? Actually, I need to give a little bit of a pause so when I make the highlight, it goes just fine. So... Isn't that an insightful thought? Well, Crappy, how about you go ahead and show us more insights and take us to the game reveal? You see, that's how you do a transition, everybody. You know, it was a really, really funny joke that I absolutely made. I'm sorry anybody watching the VOD who doesn't get to hear that joke. It was so good. You know what's even better? Games. And you know what's even better than games? My game masters. Yeah, we have plenty of people here choosing games and making sure that we give all of the delicious bad video games out. Mind you, bad doesn't mean unfun, good doesn't mean fun. I get excited for bad video games, and wouldn't you know it, so does this GM. Say hello to our dear friend and possible Lovecraftian horror, Jeff. Jeff, come on in. Let's talk about video games. Yeah, I'm ready for people to be scared. I'm ready for a Jeff. Y'all ready for a Jeff? I'm ready for a Jeff. Jeff, where are you? Jeff. Oh my gosh. Closed captions. I gotta do that. Jeff, where are you, Jeff? No, connect with Twitch. Connect with Twitch. Jeff. Okay. Let me go ahead and let Jeff know that join voice when you can, exclamation point. Yeah, the exclamation point really helps. You know, they show up right after. That's all you need, punctuation. You need punctuation. Murray, how could you spell Jeff that way? That is illegal, okay? No. Bad. Oh, hello, Corndan.
Look, you put out the call with the exclamation point. Somebody had to show up.
I had to put the exclamation point. It was very important. Well, hello, Corndan. I'm sure Jeff will be showing up.
I'm sure Jeff will be showing up.
Well,
that's just how it is.
You know, the funny thing about the game that's being shown here, basically there's almost zero evidence of this game online. I know, because I am the one who dug this out from from decrepit websites. Jeff had a list of games that he was like, I can't find these anywhere. I can't find this. I kind of want to see this game, but I can't find it. And I managed to find it. I got it.
But if Jeff never shows up to talk about the game, does it even exist?
Yes. I specifically sent the game to other people to archive it, okay? It will not be lost ever again, okay? We cannot lose this game because it is now found. The thing is, there's so many games out there that just disappear. That, you know, you might find a screenshot or some description of somebody talking about it, but otherwise there's just no file anywhere. And this is one of those games that, like, I was like, I bet I could find this. I swear. And so I went digging, and it took a while, but I found it. And I sent it in a .zip file to some various people because I was like, I don't want to be the only person holding on to this game. We need to preserve this.
I was one of the ones I believed you gave it to.
I think so.
Because I know I've played this game.
Yeah, I think that there were some weird issues.
Jeff gave it to me.
I mean, maybe it was like, do I say that? Maybe it was like a threesome where we just shared together. Yeah.
Whatever. That wouldn't be the weirdest thing that's happened to me.
Hey there. Hey, you know what? We're sort of in our Kuso PG-13 era these days, you know? I know it's the first match of the day. You can just forget about that, chat. Okay?
Where is Jeff? Jeff even put stuff in the match chat.
Jeff. Jeff was actually like making sure that everybody had all of the correct information in a very small post, which I actually really appreciate, because when we give instructions to players, sometimes there can be a lot of info, and just condensing it down to what the players need, I think is helpful. With that said, you know what else is helpful? Showing up to chat with me. Oh my gosh. Oh, maybe. You know what? I'm going to do the reveal if Jeff doesn't show up. Nobody is going to know what the game is anyway. Like, literally nobody knows. Maybe if I call for Waldo, I'll get a Jeff as a bonus. Yeah, whatever. Well, everybody, Jeff is the one who made me hunt for this game, but I'm the one who found it. Coordinates played it a little bit. I believe I played it a little bit as well. There's some funny things about this game that we'll probably bring up. Say hello to the game so that I can start capturing. It is this one. Oh, hello, Jeff.
See, look, I use the exclamation point and he shows up.
Hello.
You used all caps, though. Hello, Jeff.
Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can hear you great. I just revealed the game. I'm sorry. I was like, Jeff's not showing up.
Oh, I'm here. I'm just so excited by this game. I had to tell everybody about it. I had to go tell everybody I know, text them, hey, you should come here and watch this game. It's amazing.
Yeah, we talked a little bit about like how this game was found, because you basically told me I can't find this game. Like there like people talk about it and maybe there was one screenshot somewhere and that was literally it.
Yeah, there was a YouTube video that showed a little bit of gameplay of it, and that was the entirety of what I could find on the internet about it.
Yeah, like there
So
was
I said,
nothing.
bro, I really want to have this game. It looks amazing. Help.
Yeah, and I said, okay, I'll go ahead and help. And then we found it, and I think it maybe took a little while to get it working correctly, but you know, we got it there. And now it's on Kusogrand8 for all of everybody to cry and despair. And by cry and despair, I actually think this game is kind of like, it's not bad. I mean, it's not the worst. It's definitely a good group game. It's got some issues. Okay.
It's definitely got some issues. I enjoyed playing it, and I didn't find it to be too stressful. So this is a 2-point match. So I hope everybody, if this is their last game of Kuso, ends up going out on a good note with this game.
Yeah, if two people are getting eliminated, why not make it a debut for a game? And by a debut, I mean, okay, there was one video somewhere online that had information about this, but that's it. Otherwise, this is the most gameplay you're ever going to see until somebody else plays this game.
So somebody decides to speedrun this.
I mean, that is very possible, but probably not going to happen. I'm a huge... Well, it might happen. Who knows? You never know. Sometimes games stick with people and you just don't know why. But yeah, I've always said that, like, we don't know what art is going to be important until it becomes important. It's very much worth preserving video games that people don't know, you know, have never heard about. I think it is absolutely crucial to preserve I would say the great majority of art. There might be a couple things that I would say, yeah, we don't have to preserve that. But otherwise, like, I am very much here for preservation. And I'm glad we did that with this game, Jeff.
Me too. I don't see it online anymore. So I think this is probably the only remaining copy of it available.
Well, we should probably get it up on archive.org or something like that.
Yeah,
huh?
I'll planning to do that and maybe get it to Exodus as well if they want it. You found this file for me in an it was zipped. It was not zipped. It was compressed in an ARG format, which I haven't seen in so many years.
I don't remember what format it was in. I just remember being like, this is weird. This doesn't feel right. But yeah, I guess ARG. And
surprisingly enough, 7-zip worked just great opening it up.
I mean, 7-zip has a lot of functionality out there.
Yeah.
Yeah, including functionality
oh no, am I gonna have to go
never
track
knew.
down an ARG extractor for this? But no.
Nope, we got the ARG here. Kuno Kannix. That's how I'm calling it. There's some quirks that I do want to talk about with the game later on that I think are really, really funny. But, you know...
There are a lot of good gimmicks in this.
Yeah, there are some great gimmicks. But I want to talk about it during the match because, you know... That gives us something to talk about. Let me go ahead and turn the audio up and make sure we can hear it. Ah, yes, I can hear the beautiful nothing. I forget if this game has sound. It does have sound, right? Probably just not on this screen. Yeah, okay, I see, like... No, okay, why do I have Teddy listed as one of the players? That's wrong.
I was just about to ask.
Okay, all I need to do is check that box, and there we go. It's fixed. Here are your 4 players, everybody. Dark/88, Martin, BBZ, Max, Dotex, and Taven Z. We definitely want to get a poll up. I'll go ahead and get, yeah, just so that y'all can hear the sound that... Maybe? Okay, well, never mind. They're also not having sound because they're at the main menu. Yeah, that's going to be the case. While they're at the main menu, no audio. Too bad. Let me get a poll up. Or not a poll, a prediction, because it doesn't look like we have a prediction. So who will win is the main question here. Yeah,
There's some Germans in chat. Well, maybe some of the translations I pulled off of Google Translate might not be perfect, so maybe people can help me out.
Yeah, that's all right. And here we go. You have 2 minutes to go ahead and predict who is going to be the winner. The run? My gosh. Welcome to my brain. So use those channel points, everybody. Meanwhile, let me check with the players to see if they are ready to go. Sorry, I had Mega Man music playing just a little while ago. Escorian, I literally just told the players to remove the pictures. Don't worry. I will do that. It's fine. It's fine. I like the cactus, though. Cactus kind of fits in with the green here. Hey, all the players appear to... Wait, we're tracking via exclamation points? There's no way. It looks like all of the players are ready. Dark/maxed out, Taven, and Martin have all confirmed. So everybody, I need you to get all of your best relevant emotes. Jeff, what would be good emotes to spam?
Either food, chefs, or exclamation points.
Oh, so there are exclamation points. Okay.
Yes, that is. So the metrics I have used so far this year, anime cutscenes and exclamation points.
Okay, everybody, go ahead and spam, and I will start our timer as soon as we get rolling. Spam, spam, spam! Oh my gosh, I'm so excited to be part of Kusogrand8 history here, Jeff.
Me too. That's,
I mean, I started it, so I guess I'm still part of the history here. Hello, everybody! Welcome to Kuno Kannix.
All right, so this is the first screen. In the bottom left, there's some text that says smoking is hazardous to your health.
Okay.
I don't know why this is not like sponsored by the German Ministry of Health or anything else. They just wanted to get that out there. So everybody quickly finishes level 1 and on to level 2. So the main mechanic in this game is you collect these exclamation points, and then they open you use them on a question mark, which is a door.
Okay.
I guess you could call it. It opens a hidden area. Why they didn't actually make keys and doors, I don't know, but I think it's kind of cool. It's a little different.
Yeah. Now, what difficulty are they playing on here?
So you have a choice of easy, medium, and hard.
Okay.
If they're playing on medium, if you choose easy, it says you win. You don't get to play the game; you just win. If you choose hard, it says they win.
Yeah.
You don't get to play the game. You just
yeah,
lose.
it says you lose, right?
You have a menu to choose what language you want to play the game in. So you can choose D for Deutsch, D for Dinglish, D for Dortuguese. Since they only made it in German, they just made it so all the menu options are D. Except you can press Q to make all the text funky. So
I love it so much. Yeah, when I found the difficulty thing, I'm like, it has this pop-up, but the game doesn't seem to change at all. What the crap? And yeah, it just told me that I won, and I'm like, oh yeah, any percent, baby.
I mean,
yeah, one of the fastest speedruns out there. Just go and choose the difficulty, and you win. Oh my gosh. Yeah, like the developers for this game definitely had some humor, which again is, you know, I'd say that like that alone is pretty dang good. Like, you know, a little indie developer made a game that essentially almost nobody played. Why not put some silly humor in there, you know?
in the credits, it shows a list of special thanks to a bunch of people. It says, we didn't make this game alone. So if you have any complaints, blame all of these other people as well.
That is great. By the way, the music that's playing here appears to be a rendition of, what is it? The Surprise Symphony? Whatever it is that, like, is supposed to lull people asleep, and then they play a really loud note to wake them up, which is very appropriate for, I think, the humor that this game is going for. I appreciate it.
Yeah, there's a variety of well-known classical music in this game.
Yeah.
It's always nice. Back in the day, they used a lot of public domain music. I think that's probably how I learned most of the classical music I know now is from playing shareware.
Yeah, and this one, I know Animaniacs did a song to it called A Quake, the house began to shake. However, it's also called the spinning, no, not the spinning song. I'm trying to remember, that's a different one. But I played this on the piano as well. The Farmer and the Something.
Wow, so I just noticed that Max Doubt made a something I didn't actually think you could make.
Oh,
where that
really?
green pepper is. You're supposed to shoot it, but I guess you could save a little bit of time by skipping over getting to mustard and somehow making that jump over the enemy.
Okay.
To get the exclamation point, but it's a little tricky. My experience with this game is that it's much better to be patient with it.
Oh yeah.
On some, like, there's no timer, no pressure that way. Levels, some of them are kind of big, and there's a lot of going back and forth. So just be patient, kill the enemies when you can, so you don't have to deal with them later. But sometimes you just have to wait, and I know it's hard in a race.
Yeah. Yeah, the
But
thing.
you have here's the lives and continue situation. You have limited lives, and you get a password when you complete each level, and when you die. I don't know why they did this, but the password to remember how many lives you have.
Oof, Max,
So-
no, that was so close. Unfortunately, that enemy just keeps wiggling back and forth. Is there any way to kill the enemies in here?
Yeah, you need the mustard shot,
Oh,
and the little box to the right of the score shows you how many shots, how many ammunition you have left. You get 5 ammunition when you collect a mustard shot.
oh, this song is also on, OG Wizard of Oz, the movie version during the Twister.
Yeah, they got a lot of good musical renditions in this.
Yeah, well, I mean,
so
that
it's-
was also public domain.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
of
thank
course.
you, Wizard of Oz, for also showing us the treats of public domain music. I love you.
So I was saying about the passwords is when you first enter a level, it gives you the password, and that password remembers how many lives you have at that time. So you go into a level and you have 3 lives, it'll remember that. When you die, it gives you the password again, but with 1 fewer life.
Oh,
So,
no.
You don't want that password.
Okay,
I don't know why it does that. But you can get your lives back just by reusing, just loading the game with that password. So there's really no need to ever go back to the beginning of the game, and if you want to save time, you can just keep reusing that first password they give you instead of waiting until you game over.
arg. Yeah.
The players were told many times about the passwords system. So, and specifically this weirdness to it, so that they need to write down the password the first time they get to the level.
Yeah. So, yeah, the titles of, or underneath the levels when you're going to a new level, it does have text to tell you more or less what's going on. Level 1, it says, help Kuno Kannix, which I assume is who we are playing as. Find the magic, you win, but beware of that enemy. And watch out for tasty cherry ones, space, done, arrow keys to scroll. Okay. Level 2 was
Yeah, so,
exclamation point opens question mark.
Yeah, so there's a little, it's mostly flavor text, but for some of the levels it actually has some information. At least the first 2 levels sort of tell you, okay, this is what a cherry looks like. Look for those, they're tasty. But I gave people translations of what all of the levels say, just so that nobody's at any kind of disadvantage.
Arg! Yeah, I appreciate
the
that.
level,
Yeah.
The level 4 text is just telling them that some of these beams break.
Some beams break. Level 5 says test the anti-gravity arrows, and it'll go on. Oh, yeah. What level are they on? Level 3 is what Max is on, and that one says use the springs. Sometimes you have to shoot. Is that it?
Yeah, because I think that it's not obvious that they're springs until you land on one. But Max seems to be struggling with having not picked up the mustard shot.
Yeah, and just trying to brute force your way through something. If you keep dying, there's probably a better way to do it. Which in this case there definitely is. It's picking up the weapon to kill the enemy, you gave them the text so that they would have information, and that's also something that we could potentially just remind everybody, because I think that if it's very possible, like, after 10 or 20 minutes, they're just gonna forget to actually, like, look at anything that was written. But it's helpful information, you know? Use the springs. Sometimes you have to shoot.
Yeah, I gave them the instructions that mentioned that, and also as a reminder, just before the match started, I told them they can use Alt to shoot the mustard once they pick it up. So, you know, that's just part of these matches, is trying to pick up on what do we mean when we say these things.
Yep, I agree. Well, okay, Max taking another death. Considering that all of the players here, I believe they came in 4th for their first match, right?
Yeah, this is all 2-pointers.
Yeah, so 2 people are getting eliminated, 2 people will be moving on, and I definitely like to be able to encourage people and, you know, sort of nudge them in the right direction, but nudge everybody at the same time in the right direction, because, you know, just reviewing match information and hints can be very helpful. Let's see if Max is gonna opt to go more to the right. And okay, we'll see after this. Max, are you going for... Yep. Hey, unfortunately, the troll spring got him. Always a bit of a pain in the butt, but welcome to Kusogrand8. The thing is, going slow but consistent is oftentimes the better strat, especially since in this game you do not have a timer. It's just platforming doesn't work great in this game, you know?
That's true. I found, though, one of the things I liked about this is that the platforming wasn't... It's janky, but it's not like precision platforming in general. I mean, there's some jumps that are a little tricky, but it looks like Max figured out the mustard shot. So.
Perfect.
So he's good there. But like I don't think this match is going to be won or lost based on people's platforming skills, right? It's more, you need to think about, all right, this is what the whole level looks like. This is where the keys are located. And how do I get quickly to those places? It's in some ways more of a, I don't know if you call it a puzzle platformer. It's got more of a maze aspect to it.
A little bit of a puzzle platformer.
There are some things that are a little puzzly. For example, these the platforms come in 2 varieties. They can either be thick or thin. The thin ones, when you jump up, you can go through them on the way up, and they're solid on the way down. The thick ones are not solid. The thick ones you can't go through in either direction. And so sometimes you have to just sort of notice that, like, oh, okay, I actually can get to here. I just need to pay attention to whether which part of the platform is thin.
Yeah, we are having some questions in chat because I believe we have a few new people here. This is Kusogrand8. All of the matches here are going to be blind matches. The players have seen either just teeny tiny bit of the game or none, and in this case none, because yeah, this game was basically unknown by almost everybody except for like 3 people.
Other than the developers and for Sencha and I, everybody's, well, and Corndan, I think everybody else in the world is blind to this game.
Yeah, honestly, there are probably more people watching this match and seeing the game than have ever played this game in the past, like, unironically.
So Dark Slash just got to level 6, the Donkey Kong level. I'm really excited that somebody got this far. I wasn't expecting it to happen quite this fast. This is one of those levels that I love the sense of humor. It's great. But you really got to take this slowly, because the patterns for those barrels can get out of sync. And if they do, there isn't a particularly easy way to deal with it. Now, I think that Dark Slash is going to get trolled here because those half platforms are not safe to stand on.
Yeah, like...
Oh, Dark Slash seems to have noticed that. It took me a while to figure that out. And see, that's what I mean. The timing of those barrels is critical. You just got to kind of wait there until you're happy with it. So it's not so much that the platforming is hard. The trick there is the timing.
Beep, 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 beep. Sorry, the music. I really enjoy how farty it is. Oh, old MIDI music. I'm a big fan. I have done a little MIDI composition before, but I've also, oh my gosh, I figured out how to get MIDI files to play in Windows Forms programs, which it was a little tricky to do that, but it's great to be able to open something that looks like it should be for an office, just based off of the way that the program looks and have it farting MIDI at you. It's so good.
So, bro, when you played this, did you enjoy it at all?
Honestly, I would say that this game functions fairly okay. There's some joy in it, like with the way that the levels are laid out. I wouldn't say that it's the most innovative game out there, but at the same time, it was made by one or two people. You don't have to be a super... Yeah. And for a platformer that nobody has heard about, it actually works pretty okay. Like, the early levels felt maybe a little bit more on the mediocre side, but they get really hard really fast, as you can see.
Yeah. Yeah, well, yes, I definitely agree with that. And it was made by two people. I mean, it's very competently made. And in fact, one of the people became a professor, and I noticed this is no longer online, but an archive of a web page from a university with the bio of this professor. They actually listed this game.
Yeah, I think that was sort of where we started, like, trying to discover where this game was based off of that. You're like, I've heard about this game. There might be like a picture or tiny bit of gameplay somewhere, and that's basically it. And I'm like, yeah, time to hunt and see if we can find files from like the 90s. And the answer is you sometimes can.
This is kind of my favorite part of Kusogrand8 that people don't get to see is the archaeology part of it. I mean, you get to see the results of it. I come up with this weird stuff that nobody's ever seen before. But yeah. I love just going through. I often contact developers, say, hey, do you have any old floppy disks with your games on them? Sometimes I get to hear interesting stories.
Yeah, I love that as well. I've talked to some of the devs for games that we've had as well, and like they're almost always amazing people who are like, oh my gosh, you're playing it. I never thought anybody was gonna play this again.
Yeah, everybody I've talked to, even when they're like, yeah, I know that game was bad. It was the first game I ever made when I was a teenager. But like, I'm so honored and excited and surprised that somebody's still playing it.
Yeah. They might actually be disturbed that somebody is still playing it. They might be like, I thought this was gone. I thought we got rid of this game. Anyways, I do want to talk about the tracking method because it is based off of the level reached followed by the most exclamation points collected during that level. The exclamation points are basically the keys here. Our referees are fantastic as well. We've got Linkura, not Electa, who fell to Squinkies. I appreciate that as part of your name. Yuge and YoshiFan X with 3 exclamation points. That's doing really good. We've also got Sober Dwarf exclamation point question mark and Mendez helping to track. At this point, Dark Slash is definitely in the lead, but Martin and Taven are not too far behind, and then Max is just on level 4. Like, we've got one person on level 6, 2 on 5, 1 on 4.
Yeah. I've been following on Dark Slash's screen. They finally seem to be acquiring some patience with us, and that helped them get past that second bear.
Rawr. Yeah,
So you can get extra lives. They're based on points. I don't know exactly how many points. It's like in the range of 2 to 2.5 million. For some reason, they went for like the pinball approach to points of like everything you collect is worth 50,000 instead of like 100.
Well, yeah, it's all about the points. You know, if you're going to brag to a friend, what sounds better? I got 5 points or I just got 50,000 points? 50,000. Like, they're like, wow, that has so many zeros. That's got to be important.
Yeah. I think so too. As long as your game can devote more than 1 byte to remembering the score, go for it.
I'll devote more than a byte. Arr.
Oh, so we haven't talked about the lore of this game yet.
Oh, sure.
I don't think I've sent it to you. Let me get it over to you. You can read it.
Yeah, please do. I do think that, like, I tried to look at the lore and use, like, the worst Google Translate, but that you probably have something a little bit more comprehensive.
Yeah, I do. Let me send that to you. All right, let me know if that if you're able to get that text file.
I should be able to. Okay, let me download. Blah. Okay. So, here we go, everybody. I will read the story to you. And as all great video games start, it starts with somebody who is bored. Okay. One fine day when Kuno Kannix was bored again, he had a wonderful idea. He, Kuno Kannix, would save the world. Yes, from the evil aliens in his self-made spaceship made of tin cans with a phaser. Unfortunately, Kuno didn't have a phaser. There weren't even aliens from whom he could save the world, which wasn't in danger at all. But where there are no problems, you can create some, thought Kuno, and of course, went into the kitchen. There were all the things here that you could make wonderful delicacies out of. Why shouldn't you be able to make phasers, spaceships, aliens, and endangered worlds out of them? Well, unfortunately, Kuno can't do anything. In fact, he was so miserable that even the kitchen utensils, who are usually very good-natured, became angry at his amateurism. So they decided to capture Kuno, for which they also got allies. Poor Kuno! How will he ever free himself? Only you can save Kuno! Exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, exclamation point, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17. Okay. With this, we may have qualified for the tinny plate for the worst story. What's a tinny plate? Like an award?
I assume it's some kind of German award.
Probably like
story.
the raspberries.
Yeah, maybe something like that.
I appreciate it. You know, he wanted to go save the world, but it didn't need save, so he just like played around with food until he.
I'm glad somebody was able to explain this. The name. So Kuno is an actual German given name, like Connor. It's short for Connor, I think.
Okay.
But Kannix is a pun, not good for anything.
Oh, that's so good. I love that. So basically, worthless Kuno.
Yeah.
I mean, that fits with the story.
The idea that you, the player, are saving the character, the protagonist in the game. It's not the protagonist like saving the world. You're saving the protagonist.
It's true. Well, I mean, he was bored and apparently so bored he put himself into like some alternate dimension where food captured him, and we're like, you stupid Kuno Kannix.
At least he came dressed for it, though, right?
I don't know if this is the traditional garb for saving the world, though. Like, well, he dressed as a chef. Like, who dresses as a chef while they're at home, messing with their own food? I don't.
I think it's fine. I mean, what else would you dress as for this situation?
Me. I would dress as me. If I'm cooking at home or if I'm, like, messing around, if I'm playing with food, I'm not going to dress up like a chef. That would be weird.
Well, then, how are you going to save the world from space aliens?
Okay, the world doesn't need... Actually, that's a good point. You know, this is a guy who fantasized so hard, he got captured by food. Of course he was wearing a chef's outfit.
Yeah.
Ooh, I like the spinning ball spike thingies. Those look pretty well animated, like, compared to everything else. Like, look at freaking King Kong on Taven's screen.
I love that King Kong, though. It's so good.
It barely, like, if it weren't throwing things, I wouldn't be able to call it King Kong, like...
Well, it is.
Or Donkey Kong or whatever. No. Like... But here it is. You can see it dropping stuff, and that's how you know. And then you have the spinning, like, almost 3D balls, which... either they made or they just found a really good asset somewhere. They're like, we're gonna put these spinning balls in. Yeah.
I think everything was made. There's a lot of people thanked in the credits for different things.
Aw, that's so cute. But yeah,
one thing I'll say about the graphics,
go ahead,
though, is I wish they had done a little bit better job of making the background in some of these levels less distracting, because the ones with the gray rocks as a background really make it hard to see the exclamation points, and then the exclamation points being different colors. Since an exclamation point's kind of just a thin character, it's hard to always tell what color it is.
Yeah.
So, you know, if it was just like a circle or something like that, it would be much easier to see what color it is. But, like, I died quite a few times because I couldn't see the enemies. I was distracted by the background. Or the spikes are gray, and so is the background on some of these levels. It's like you can see on Maxout's screen on the bottom right.
Oh, this platforming is a nightmare. Okay. Ooh.
Everybody's doing pretty well.
Yeah.
I was kind of thinking maybe everybody would get stuck on level 6. But we're not even halfway through the match, and people have already made it through that, and I think Tavnas is still on level 6, but the YouTube video that's online, they only play a couple of levels. They just sort of jump around with passwords. But they play level 6, Donkey Kong level, and then they just skip to the boss.
Yeah.
So everything that you're seeing after level 6, not on the internet.
Yeah, and I'm looking at the video. I mean, the video on YouTube has 427 views. It was put up in 2010. And they describe the game a little bit. And then there's a comment on the video that says, where can I download it? And there's no reply, literally no additional info. Yeah. This is the depths of obscurity we're going to.
I was kind of surprised that whoever got a hold of this game, they also had another obscure German game that we haven't been able to find. I was kind of surprised they didn't make it available somehow, or at least sort of respond to people's questions about where they can get it, but
they never did for any of theirs. Like, I remember going through and being like, okay, you're showing off a game. You're like, oh, look at this obscure thing. And I'm like, well, it's obscure, but it's nowhere, okay? Like,
one of the comments on one of their videos, they said in the description, can you beat this score? And people were like, can I have the game?
Is there a full version of this game somewhere on another video? 2 thumbs up.
There are 16 levels, and I know that because I looked through the executable to see. That's how I got the descriptions of all the levels. But also the YouTube, they do play the last level. There's a final boss in this game, which is amazing. It's an alien you have to fight. I don't think we'll see it today, but no platforming. You just get in a spaceship and shoot the alien.
Okay, Max doing a pretty good... The thing is, like, I do see Max being very careful when it comes to jumping. Oh no, the platform fell! No, Max! I mean, I think we saw that coming, considering that the level's title... Let me go and see. This is level 5, and the title is called... Or it says... Or if it's level 4, it says some beams break. Level 5 is test the anti-gravity arrow. Is there one of those?
Yeah, those are the ones you're seeing. Just saw it on Tavance's screen there. And you can see it on Max's screen as well. You can see it on everybody's screen. They're like...
What?
Hard to even see that they're arrows.
Where?
So in the background, the like patch patterns are actually made up of a series of arrows.
Oh, I see that. Yeah, in the red. Okay.
Yeah.
In the red sections, like look at Taven's to the left of his sprite. There are the up arrows. That's anti-gravity.
Yeah.
Yeah, it looks like we may potentially have a lead change. We'll have to see exactly, or at least between 3rd and 4th. Martin appears to be moving on.
If all the players are doing really well. Like, better than I was expecting.
Yeah, they're doing pretty well. Oh no, Dark Slash! Yeah, Dark Slash and Taven are on the same level right now, level 7. Martin and Max now are both on level 6. So we are seeing 2 players, they're starting to come back. They're getting close. Of course, the thing is, with difficult games like this, especially games that have gotchas, like dropping platforms and stuff, things that almost everybody will die to, you know, once you have that knowledge of a death trap, you're probably not going to die to it again unless it's really difficult to avoid. So knowledge is very important when it comes to Kusogrand8 and getting consistent at a game.
Yeah. Yeah, I think a lot of this game is sort of designed to mess with you the first time you go through.
Yeah, it's a funny game.
It is a funny game. It wants to surprise you.
I mean, it's literally playing the Surprise Symphony as the music, so yes, it does want to surprise me. Okay, yeah, with that said, one thing that is a little bit difficult about this game as well is, Dark Slash being very, very careful using the anti-gravity arrows to not go through the platform and get stuck up above, because if you do end up getting stuck, you have to go all the way around, and Dark Slash got through, but unfortunately died again because this game will do that to you. Ooh, Max. No, you touched...
Yeah,
Boot like
if you touch
Donkey
the bear,
Kong.
you die. And like, I wasn't expecting that the
bear.
first time.
I mean,
There's some like just
yeah.
weird things like you don't expect that your hat is going to be hitbox and that you're going to jump that high. I mean, you just figure like, hey, a level's designed in such a way that it's like Donkey Kong. You wouldn't just hit Donkey Kong from the level below.
Yeah, but you do. The thing is, your hitbox is a lot bigger than it looks. Like,
Yeah.
that's one of the things that the players are actively fighting the entire time that they play this, and you'll see like a lot of deaths that are like they were nowhere close to it, and it's like maybe the sprite wasn't, but the collision box was.
Yep.
Dark Slash
Again,
using the
this game
ducking
is-
in order to not get stuck there. Yeah, interesting strat, using ducking in order to avoid hovering quite as much. Oh, Dark Slash, are you through? You win! Yes, on to level 8, Dark Slash staying in the
You
lead.
win.
Very nice.
So this is really amazing getting to see level 8 in this. Like, I really was not expecting this. We get to see the slimies, they're called,
Gross.
and the cannonballs.
Yeah, I do think that there are some people who might be interested in trying this just because, like, first off, it's this is super obscure. We thought that the game had been lost, and I am honestly a fan of giving people access to stuff that has been lost, and we will try to do that. If you want, join the Discord. .gg/Kusogrand8. We when we get this somewhere, we'll definitely let people know. And if for some reason the creators are like, no, don't distribute this, then we won't. But honestly, it's so old. We'll still put it on archive.org since that's
I think
very
this
important.
was distributed as freeware. It wasn't like this
No.
is the registered version of the game or anything. It's intended to be public domain.
Well, perfect. If it's already intended to be that way, then ethically, I didn't have qualms before, but I have negative qualms. Yes.
Yeah.
So
We'll put it up
we
on
would
the
be happy
Discord.
to share on the Discord.
Yeah, we'll put it on the Discord, and then eventually I'll try to find some permanent homes for it, so it gets included in DOS collections and archives online. I don't want it to get lost again.
Yeah. Okay, this music is like a boogie. It's a boogie woogie. Is it Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy? At least part of it sounds like Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy.
Yeah, it feels like it's going to be, but then...
Well, like
One notes.
this part here, the
Yeah.
doo-doo-doo, and then going flat. Yeah, it's not quite Boogie Woogie Bugle Boy, but it's at least a boogie.
a boogie and a half.
Very nice. Max is starting to get better at some of these very precise jumps. Past the second bootleg Donkey Kong and onto the you win. Yes, good job, Max. Max is on to level 7. Now, there is a chance Max could move from 3rd place up to 2nd if he can get through this level that Taven has been stuck on for quite a while. And I think that Max really is learning how this game works. Of course,
Yeah.
for anybody in Kusogrand8, it's always worth practicing a few games that have up to jump, because that's this game. Okay. yeah, you are also welcome. This is something that I do allow, although for DOS games, I'll usually just play it the intended way. You are allowed to use Joy to Key if it helps you out to map it that way. Sometimes I like to map up to a face button on a controller as well. That way I can just go left and right and use the normal jumping system there. I honestly don't care how anybody maps things as long as unless otherwise stated. Which, oh my gosh, one April Fool's, Jeff. We had an NES game, and I was like, you're going to use the keyboard for this. You're going to use U for up, D for down, L for left, R for right, A for A, B for B. Yeah. And let me tell you, I really enjoyed that. It made me very, very happy.
So there's there are some games out there that are non-English, and they did something similar, but it makes it really hard when you're an English speaker because you'd think, okay, U for up maybe, but no, it's in a different language.
That actually, I think
J for jump is the one that bothers me.
Oh, I love J for jump. Is it Mega Man DOS that uses that?
I don't remember. I just know I've played a couple of games. I remember some Spanish games doing that as well.
I hope everybody is doing well, by the way. We are 40 minutes in. We've got 4 matches today, 4 matches tomorrow. It is a full weekend of Kusogrand8. I know that I've been absent during the week this past week, and I apologize. I was dealing with stuff. It's been a weird week. But I did get my taxes done, so that's cool.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
When you say you got your taxes done, do you mean someone did your taxes?
No, I do my own
taxes.
You did
them yourself?
Yeah, and guess what? It's a nightmare when you're doing freelance.
That's what I was asking.
Yeah, the number of but Jeff, when I was in high school, I literally won a state competition for business math. Come on.
Well,
and
I mean,
I competed nationally when it came to business math.
Okay, well, I mean, that's great, but just because you can do something doesn't mean that you should.
Yeah, I mean, I kind of agree with you. Because that was a pain in the butt. I love chat. They're like, business math is the least interesting kind of math, and you are absolutely right. But my elder sister, she was in the club Future Business Leaders of America. She didn't become a business leader, and neither did I. Well, I guess, am I a business leader here?
I mean, you run a small business, so that's pretty awesome.
Yeah. Basically, yeah, look at my business. We've got a freaking chef running around trying to get blown up by a cannon. No! I mean, tiny chef, no! I also, competed just in math in general. I was basically the school representative for math when I was in my senior year. Which is scary because I have a master's in English, but I was very competitive when it came to mathematics when I was younger.
I thought you got a minor in math.
I did get a minor in math, yeah.
Yeah.
I'm a huge nerd.
I was a mathlete. I was on the math team in high school.
Oh, that's cool. Actually, I had an award-winning essay that I wrote that I guess partly a memoir, but it had a lot of math in it, and I think that just scared the English people so much that they're like, we got to give you the award because we don't know what the crap you're talking about. Yeah, so just FYI, everybody, if you're a good writer and you know a little bit of math, scare your English instructors, okay? That's your job. Okay, we are getting some live updates about how things are going because, Taven has made a little progress, but Max is really trying to put on the pressure here. I think that just to check, Dark/and Taven are on level 8. Martin and Max are both on level 7. Like everybody has been doing pretty well here. It really depends on, I think, whoever can figure out level 8 first.
Yeah.
Because you don't have any health, though, deaths are very punishing.
Yeah, that was my biggest complaint about the game. I got a little frustrated having to redo all my progress on a particular level. I would have liked to either have a health system, or when you die, you don't start completely from the beginning. You get to keep however many keys you have, and only a full game over would make you restart, but that's not how they chose to do it.
I think,
So.
yeah, chat, just FYI, that's a good way to make a difficult game a little bit more approachable. A lot of games don't even use, actually very few games these days use life systems, and it sort of is understandable, but if you're trying to go for a retro feel, having a life system that isn't necessarily the worst thing you can do. I feel like I would enjoy if more games did it, as long as it gave you a way to not lose literally all of your progress. I know, like, limited continues, those suck.
Yeah.
There are very few reasons to have those now, unless you really, really want to go for the old school NES feel. But otherwise, give him passwords to get back into the action, or if you do want to make it brutal like that, have a cheat system somewhere that people can stumble across,
I mean, I know that the password systems were the result of technical limitations, but I just have, like, warm nostalgia feelings. If I come across sheet of paper where I wrote down all my old passwords, or in a manual where I wrote them down, that gives me some warm fuzzies.
Yeah, same. I love finding that. I really like the password system for Mega Man games, where you had the grid and you had to put the dots all over.
Yeah, the dots were pretty cool.
By the way, just for clarification, level 6 was called Intermezzo, the Donkey Kong level.
Yes.
Okay, so yeah, it wasn't even just like Donkey Kong, they even called it the Donkey Kong level. After that, level 7 was transmitters, and level 8 is locks open doors, but which ones? That's scary.
Yeah, well, hopefully we'll get to... It looks like Dark Slash is pretty close to the end of that level, but needs to figure out which door to open.
Oh my gosh. No, jump on the slime. Yeah, the thing about this, like, the ceiling makes some of these jumps extremely difficult. Yeah, you can see Dark Slash bumping their head against the ceiling over and over again as they're trying to do this. And it, that's going to happen to pretty much everybody who plays this game. That makes up to jump particularly difficult when you have tight jumps. Normally I don't mind up to jump in games, but when you have precision platforming, put it on a button. Come on, this was made for DOS. You could put it on, like, Control or Spacebar or something.
Yeah, my preferred DOS scheme was Control and Alt for shoot and jump, and arrow keys.
Yeah,
Thank you, Kiss and Chew. I love you too.
Hello, Kiss and Chew. Oh yeah, for those who are just joining, this is definitely a Jeff game. However, I found it. And by found it, I mean I literally went and found this game. Thank you so much for gifting subs. Oh no.
I learned about its existence. Bro did the archaeology to locate it, and then we both played it a little bit. Bring you the finest Kusogrand8 experience. But yeah, this game, this is it. This is the most of it you will find on the internet. You will not find anybody playing level 7 or 8 anywhere else on the internet.
Yeah.
You will not find the game on the internet.
Yeah, there is no footage of the level that Dark Slash is on, actually that any of the players are on. There's no footage of this on the internet, except now we have the
We do. Somebody in the future is going to go type in Kuno Kannix, and this is going to pop up, and they're going to be delighted because...
Yeah, and we'll be like, we covered this. We got it.
We gotcha.
No, Max, you were right at the end, but unfortunately died. It looks like Martin has passed Max. Max is starting to fall out of it, but if he can beat this level in the next attempt or two, he has a chance to get back in this. Big question is, who is going to beat level 8 first? Will any of them? Because right now... oh yeah, go ahead.
Got half of that block cleared to go to the UN. Needs to get that other exclamation point.
Oh, I like Flannel Cat's advice. She says, when they ask, where can I get this game? We can ignore the YouTube comment. Perfect. Oh my gosh, the tradition spreads. But yeah, right now, Dark Slash and Taven are tied. Both on level 8, both of them have collected 4 exclamation points. However, Dark Slash did it first, and thus is currently in the lead. Taven did it second at about the 51-minute mark, but if either player... Wait, did Taven
level
just
9.
beat it? Taven moves into the lead. Dark Slash right behind, moving on to level 9.
Amazing.
What the crap?
Is it going to be a nail-biter?
Yeah, for first and second, yeah. Mind you, only third and fourth will be eliminated in this match. So this is exciting. Yeah, who's going to win the glory of the Kuno Kannix?
Then we got the chicken laying eggs.
I love...
next to a fried egg.
Here's the deal. Using your children as weapons... That's
they're
abuse.
Not children. They're unfertilized eggs. Hopefully.
How do you know? Did you see what the bird was doing before this level?
There's no rooster.
Well, maybe. Actually, yeah, never mind. I'm gonna go ahead and not question biology.
Supposed to be a rooster laying eggs, in which case this game has other problems.
Yeah, I forget how birds work, and I'm not gonna ask that anymore. Like, do they have to do the hokey pokey beforehand, or after, or like what? Or is it like
we'll
fish?
talk about this when you're old enough.
Or is it like fish, where the eggs are out and then the boyfish comes over and is like, "Oh, hey there," and then it's like da 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 da, doing my fish thing, and then that's how it works. I don't think that's how chickens do it, right?
So, so this match, right? We have 6 minutes left. We have 2 players on level 9. And Martin BBC's not too far behind. He might clear this level as well, but probably our top 2 players are the ones that move on to the next level, but they still want to have more points. So coming in first is still valuable because it gives you better placement for the next round, so you don't have to come in first to avoid elimination. I think that's how that works with the 2 pointers. You're gonna have to.
For the 2 pointers, what now?
The 2 pointers, you're gonna at some point need to come in first place on something.
Yeah, the 2 pointers, the person who takes first here will be moving on. The person who takes second will also be moving on, but will probably have to go to the tiebreaker if they make it through the 4th round. Simply put, like, coming in second place at this point, it's very difficult to stay in Kusogrand8. You're going to have to come in first for your next matches and then probably still do the tiebreaker. Yep. Okay, so I have it confirmed by chat. Those may be children that are being used to attack you, so... but it's hard to know without knowing like the actual mechanics behind the scenes for the game. Just so you know, everybody.
It's
just
not
so you
in the
know.
lore. There's no explanation of the chickens in the lore.
Maybe he has chickens in his backyard. I don't know.
I guess so. I mean, the idea is this is a person just pretending.
Also, I'm gonna go ahead and say, purple on green. I'm colorblind. This is a nightmare. I bet that it's a nightmare anyway.
I had to check with the players to make sure that none of them had issues with being colorblind, or were colorblind, because this game is pretty rough.
I can't see some of these platforms. Which, by the way, I guess you can use this color palette, but make the platforms more distinguishable, not just by color.
Or actually, like, don't use this color palette?
No, do purple and green. Yum. Okay, how about use this color, don't use this music. I actually like how boingy it sounds. I love it. It's very sticky, this MIDI.
So this is where players were hopefully paying attention to something. We gave them translations of all the level descriptions, and level 9 says jump into the flying cup. I saw Dark / shoot the flying cup and then be very confused why they couldn't get across the pit of spikes.
Okay. Well, that makes sense.
Yeah. Actually, I gave them all the title descriptions because, in case somebody gets this far, that's key information that, they need to have and not be at a disadvantage because they don't speak German. But it's still, the game is not at all intuitive in that respect. You'd think that if it really wanted you to use the cup, it wouldn't let you kill it.
True.
But after you kill the cup once and figure out you can't get anywhere, maybe you then rethink your strategy. Unfortunately, with only a couple minutes left, it might not be enough to progress to getting the 3rd exclamation point there.
Yeah, at this point, I'm pretty sure we know who is coming in 3rd and 4th, 1st and 2nd. It might change. I don't think it will, but like in theory it could in this final minute. Like watching Taven here, if Taven can manage to get back and not die, Taven might actually steal the victory here. And if so, fan-freaking-tastic, I'm here for highway robbery, come on.
This has been a great match. I've really enjoyed this. For such a relatively simple game, it's been just a tremendous amount of fun to watch these players being challenged by it. And
Can you ride in the teacup?
I think you need to jump into the teacup, but
Like,
I don't think you can fall into it.
well, in that case,
I played-
I don't know. Oh, Chad is clarifying that Taven's been in the lead for several minutes. No way. No way. Oh, yes way. Well, everybody, guess it doesn't matter because that is time.
Oh, there we go.
What happened?
Taven's finally got into the cup.
Well, there we go. Taven's in the cup and takes the win. I don't even know anymore, chat.
This was great, y'all. And we're gonna put this into the Discord so you can play it, and if you get through all 16 levels, go ahead and post it on YouTube and let us know.
Yes, meanwhile, let me go ahead and welcome Taven in to come and chat. Because, like, I found everybody did pretty dang well with this. Everybody made a lot of progress. It's not the easiest game out there by far. With that said, we've got Taven the victor.
Congrats.
Hey, you here? Taven.
Yeah, I'm here. 1 second. I just gotta fix Discord.
Oh, okay. I was like, I heard myself. I know you're there. You can't hide from me, Taven. No matter if you want to. Oh my gosh. Yeah, we will be telling the players the order here in a little bit, but I do want everybody to know Taven managed to reach level 9 first, collect 3 exclamation points, and takes the victory. Dark Slash comes in second. Unfortunately, Martin and Max are eliminated from Kusogrand8 due to Kuno Kannix, but honestly, what better way to go out than a game that probably more people have watched today than have played. Yeah, so Taven, welcome.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
I have to say, so in match chat before we started, you said that you thought you had lost this forever and then you found it.
Yes.
This is like right up my alley. It reminds me of the DOS games I played in elementary school. There is no way in hell I am not finishing this game. I'm going back to this like right after. I don't ref until 4:30.
Yeah.
So I'm gonna be playing this until it's time to ref.
Oh my gosh.
Fantastic.
I love that so much. And yeah, like this is one of the games that Jeff stumbled across because he found some gameplay footage on a video. The video kindly explained what the game was about and then never let people know where they could find it, and simply put, it just wasn't available anywhere. I think I eventually found it on a university website using Wayback Machine, going back to like the 90s or like it. Yeah. Actually getting it was a little bit of a chore, but I got it and I'm happy.
And I think there's so many things about it that remind me of my childhood, from the color scheme to gray sprites having that kind of like that gradient that they put on every kind of gray to make it look like metal, like the trash cans had it.
Oh yeah.
I didn't know that eggs would explode in a splatter, which I can appreciate now. But no, everything about it was absolutely great. I'm not a big fan of the idea that the chef's hat is apparently part of your body.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
I can understand
if it's
why,
Ratatouille,
but,
like it makes sense.
Yeah, but yeah, it was absolutely fantastic. And everything about this gameplay was like every time you discover something on your own. One is the anti-grav. It took me a while to realize that if you press down while under the anti-grav, that it will just turn the anti-grav off, which you need to do to finish that one level. But as soon as I discovered it, I'm like, oh man, that's sweet. And I found it a little odd. I don't know, Jeff, I don't know if anybody's actually finished this. Is there any levels with checkpoints in them?
I don't think so.
Because I started realizing relatively, I guess maybe halfway through, maybe around level 6, where I'm like, the lives don't really matter.
It's
if
true.
I'm just going to restart the level and I have the password. So I'm like, okay, I'm only going to use the password if it's just going to be faster to reset that way.
That's what I did when I was practicing. I just reset using the password.
Yep. But no, it's absolutely great, and it's surprised. Like, this is I think medium difficulty, right? And it was like perfect balance.
Pull up hard difficulty.
Well, the joke that you didn't see is that if you try and click on easy setting, it says you win.
And if you click
and if
on
you try
hard,
and click on difficult, it says they.
Is it really? Is it really?
Yeah.
Okay.
Really
I still have the game open, so I'm going to try this. I want to see what happens. I got to see this. I actually want to see this before we let go. But yeah, this was absolutely great. I think L is easy, right? No, you win. Great. Awesome. I love it. It's this kind of like, this humor is like 100% for me. But no, like,
so if you go to the languages, since they only made it in German, it gives you a choice of different languages, but you press D for any of them. So D for English and de Portuguese.
De Portuguese, yeah. Which D is for Deutsch.
Great, though.
Yeah,
but this was great.
I honestly am so glad that like Jeff found some of the gameplay footage so that we could go on the weird hunt of finding a game that literally nobody, like, well, a handful of people knew about, and that's basically it. It was a fun hunt, and I honestly forgot about it for a while there, Jeff, and I'm glad that you managed to bring it here so that everybody could experience it. Yeah.
Yeah, I was saving this up for. I've been sitting on this for a year, waiting for a good time.
Yeah, and I think that like it's not too complicated, which makes it perfect for this. Well, Taven, congratulations! Are you doing anything on stream these days?
I took about a year's long kind of streaming break, but I am back now. I'm playing the Star Ocean series, all of them. We're raising money for the Daily Bread Food Bank in Toronto, where I live, because we really, really need the help. But that's going to be 7 or 8 months worth of gaming, so I'll be doing that a few times a week.
Sweet. Well, good luck with that. Oh, yeah. Everybody, feel free to go follow Taven. I'm trying to remember. It's Taven Z on Twitch, right?
Yep.
Okay, Taven plus the letter Z at the end. Feel free to go follow. You're welcome to support people, and I love it when people shout out different marathons and different things that they're doing. I think it's really important.
It's Taven plus the letter Z for Canadians.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, okay, Zed. Bleh.
I'm just trying to be culturally sensitive here.
It's okay. I was on Smite's channel last night doing some quiz stuff, and he called me like Taven Zuh. Oh my gosh, I love it. It's okay. Like my real name, people call me like 15 different things, so it's okay if my online moniker is the same way. Okay, sorry, I read something really disturbing in chat, and I'm gonna look away now. I'm learning about chickens. Okay, Taven. I'll see you later. Take care, and Jeff, thank you as well. It's been a joy. Thanks so much, guys.
See you later.
See you too. Bye. Everybody, I do need to get up for a second, so I'm running an ad. We will jump back into this as soon as I'm able. So 2 minutes. We'll be right back.